It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Welcome to the Women's Exclusive, a podcast where you will find the resources and fresh perspectives to take action and empower yourself to build a life you love in business and in motherhood. I am Laura Lee.
And I am Gabriella. We are two mompreneurs who love creating, scaling, and building our business while tackling the joys and craziness of motherhood. Join us in this journey in the Women's Exclusive.
We want to take a moment and thank the Divas That Care Network for hosting us.
We are grateful to be surrounded by strong business women creating meaningful impact in the world.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Women's Exclusive. I am Laura Lee from Inspired by Laura.
And I am Yauska, aka Gabriella, with Gabriella Cruz Photography.
And like I said, we are the Women's Exclusive together, and we're so excited to be back. This episode I'm really excited about, actually. Is probably one of my favorite episodes we've done, to be honest. When I was working with Gabriella Cruz, I created this as a blog, and it is the Goddess Mindset. It was inspired from listening to other people's work and doing work on myself, and that's really what inspired the blog post. And I'm sure we've said it before, but if not, we are launching a magazine, which is the Women's Exclusive magazine, which we're super excited about too. And I'm going to let Yauska talk about it in just a second, but this piece that we're talking about, the Goddess Mindset, is going to be in the first edition or issue of the Women's Exclusive magazine. So we thought this would be a really fun episode to kind of go over with you guys too. So you can listen to it here. We're not going to go into full detail here. You can go read more in the magazine about it too, which is super fun.
Yeah, I am so excited for this magazine because as a photographer, and specifically boudoir photographer, of course, we love to submit our images to magazines to get featured and published. Now, if you've seen any of my work, Gabriella Cruz Boudoir on Instagram, you can see it's very, it's not overly sexualized. I love to work with women of all body, of all ages specifically, and I love to create art. So when I'm trying to submit to these magazines, a lot of boudoir magazines are all very sexualized, all models, and run by men. And I honestly personally haven't found one. I'm sure there are some that are run by women and have kind of what I'm looking for, but I haven't found any personally. So I thought, well, why don't we create our own? And what makes this different is that it celebrates women in all stages of life. So it's not models, it's not just models, it's women of all ages, 40, 50, maternity, anything with that boudoir-esque feel. It's not necessarily boudoir in the sense where all those like crazy poses showing bums or boobs or anything like that, but it has that very sensual, elegant beauty to it as well. But on top of that, it also includes articles from experts, coaches, anybody really that specializes is in empowerment, because the purpose of this magazine is to, again, celebrate the photography and the art, but really help women rediscover who they are and help them in that journey, and read stories from women who have gone through that, who have done boudoir shoots and believe that they can and they have the ability to do a session like this, because it's more than just a photo shoot. It's an empowering experience. So I'm really, really, really excited about that.
Yeah, and I think we have some people adding in stories as well that maybe they didn't necessarily do a shoot, but they've overcome obstacles, and they are empowering and inspirational people that will help you step out and step up, really, like as a woman, whether you want to do a boudoir shoot or you want to start a business, or maybe you're a businesswoman and you think, you know, I'm just going to say this because we actually had someone that you did a shoot with that didn't want to do a shoot.
Yeah.
Because she was a businesswoman and she didn't want to be portrayed that way. But then when she really looked at your photos, her entire perspective of that changed, because you don't have overly sexualized photos. They are art. They're empowering. It's about loving who you are and who your body and anything on your body that you don't deem as perfect, or that society may not as well. But we really want to shine the light on that to everybody, that your life doesn't have to be one way. Your body doesn't have to be one way. And you can embrace yourself, your body, your life, your business, everything.
That's right. And we're going to talk about how you can have that goddess mindset. And the first one is, the one thing is, believe in yourself. Believe that you are capable of more than what you think you can. You are strong, you're powerful, you're beautiful in any stage of life. You're in exactly how you are. And if you learned or realize the power that you have, you can accomplish so much in life. So that's the start. I know it can be a little bit hard, especially, you know, if you're listening, we're in this time of this whole COVID thing and everything's going crazy, but you know, just start with that belief and write it down and say those daily affirmations. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am powerful. Because the more you do it, the more you practice it, you will believe it more, until the point where it's like, that's exactly who you are.
You'll be thinking, I can't believe I ever didn't believe in myself.
Exactly. And, you know, just something for me, I never thought I could be a business owner, to be honest. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my abilities, even as a photographer. You know, I always thought that I was just going to be a nurse for the rest of my life. And then I started following my passion and following what I love to do, and took a risk. And at the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm good at this or whatnot. But I started practicing a little bit more. I started believing myself even more. And now I don't look back. It's like, wow, like, you know, of course, as every person, and we all go through these life cycles, that we feel down and we're like, and judge ourselves a little bit too harshly. But the point is that if you even have that starting belief, you will get to where you want to be.
Sometimes it needs to come from some outside sources sometimes. And you do have to allow people into your life. I know for me, I didn't believe in myself. And I had a series of events and a series of people that came into my life, and they really helped me see my value and what I've gone through in my life as something that is valuable, because I really didn't think it was valuable. I literally said, pardon my language that I'm about to see, but I literally said to several people, nobody gives a shit about me or my story or what I've been through. And other people said, actually, you could save lives. And that to me was a turning point. And so believe in yourself. And if you need someone to help you see how amazing you are, reach out to us. We're here for you. Like we may not know you, but reach out to us. And I started my journey by listening to someone on a podcast. And I literally just posted this the other day. Yesterday, I think, maybe the day before. I listened to one podcast and I was like, still at my job that I didn't like. And I sat there and I listened to this podcast every day. And I was like, I want to be on this podcast. I want to be like these people. I want to have this life, but I didn't believe I deserved it. And now I'm friends with on Facebook with one of the co-host of that podcast. And I was able to tag her in that post and say all of this stuff. And I do attribute some of my journey to starting to listen to that podcast. So reach out to us, say hi, join our group, the Women's Exclusive, reach out to us because we're both here. We're both personable and we're here to help you.
Yeah.
And hopefully inspire you to believe in yourself. So that's number one. Number two, it's a little bit different, but it makes a huge difference in life. And it's awkward. It is very awkward. Okay. So don't think I'm crazy, but make eye contact. This is really important if you're going for a job interview, if you are looking for your soulmate, if you're single, make eye contact. And I go into a little bit more about making eye contact in the magazine, so I'm not going to go too much into it here. But this can completely change your vibe, and it can change how people see you. It can be a catalyst for a lot of really exciting things to happen in your life. And you can make eye contact even if you're doing like live videos, and that's by looking at the camera on your phone or on your computer and making eye contact that way. So, show up and connect with people. And we crave that. So give that. You want that. It's awkward though, but hold it. Try it. And I'm going to challenge you right now. When you're done this, the next time you're out in public, remember to make eye contact with people that look at you. Don't look down at the phone.
People are going to be like, what the heck is this girl looking at me for? But hey, you never know. That could honestly be your soulmate for sure. Or actually start a conversation with somebody that can lead to maybe a business opportunity or something.
Exactly. Showing up with eye contact, it allows people to approach you.
Yeah.
And when you look away, the amount of times in my life that I've been approached by people just because I made eye contact. And, when I was younger and going to the bars and stuff like that, eye contact is how you attract free drinks. You look at someone in the eyes and you'll have free drinks for the rest of the night if they're single. Doing that kind of stuff, but it absolutely will get you that job opportunity because it makes you look confident.
Yes.
And it will open up that guy to come and talk to you because of that. I've had men chase when I lived in Vancouver 10 years ago, and I took the transit and I walked around downtown all the time. I went on multiple dates, and 3 guys in particular that I can think of, they literally chased me down off of the SkyTrain, off the bus, and down the street. The one guy was going in the opposite direction to me, but he turned around and chased me a block and a half because I made eye contact with him. So, and I held it. So this can be a really big game changer, and we lose our confidence and we just want to be small and we want to be not seen. And I've had people come up to me in bars and be like, you walk into the room and you're the only thing that people see. And some of my friends hated that, but again, I was making eye contact and I was doing what number 3 is. So I'll let you take over.
So number 3 is walk with your head up, look forward, shoulders back. Again, confidence. I can't remember what podcast it was, but we did talk about this. And having that, it's about body positivity. Everybody is so, negative about their bodies and are like, oh my God, I'm too big, or I can't look this way or whatever. And exactly what Laura Lee said, it's like, if you have that confidence, it doesn't matter how you look. You can honestly be up in have your hair in a bun, not have any makeup on. But if you walk with your head held up high, looking forward, shoulders back, and making that eye eye contact, like you will be not only like attractive physically, but just have this like emotional attraction too, because the power of confidence.
It's an accelerator. It brings people to you. It brings money to you. It brings opportunities to you.
Yes.
Confidence is a gateway, and it accelerates your life. I actually want to share a story actually on this, just based on what you just said. But it doesn't matter what you look like. 2 instances in the last like year and a bit happened where I looked my absolute worst ever. And like yesterday in particular, I was walking around Walmart and I was schlumpy. Like I was not interested in being looked at yesterday. But I do still make eye contact, and I do walk with my head up high. My hair was in a messy, ugly bun, and it had no makeup on. And actually my face was like crazy flushed. Like it was bright red. My chest was probably bright red. I don't know what's been happening, but that's been happening a lot lately. And this guy was like looking at me, and then I would look at him and I'll look away right away. And then I would look back, and then he was looking at me again. He smiled, and I like didn't smile and looked away. And then I was like, in my head, I was just like, no, I can't, because I don't have makeup on, and I'm schlumpy and I'm sloppy looking. But then as soon as I realized what I was doing, first of all, and then I was like, it doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter if I don't have makeup on. And then I was like in my head thinking, maybe he's just looking at me because my cheeks are bright red, like a stoplight. And then I was like, it doesn't matter. And then I walked straighter, taller, and more confidently the rest of my tour of Walmart, because it just didn't matter.
And that is Dating Advice by Laura Lee.
Yeah, right. And it made me feel better. And that goes back to me saying we all crave it. We all want it. It made me, I don't care why he was looking at me. Maybe it was because my cheeks were bright red. Don't know. Don't care. But it was still, he made eye contact with me. I made eye contact with him. And we as a human race need it, especially now during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, even for your, like, as a business owner again, too, and as a role model for your children, like, that's the one thing, you know, when I see my son, his head kind of held looking down and kind of walking, and I'm like, stand up straight, look up, you know, like have that confidence, because you will attract so much opportunity if you get like practice that confidence, if you feel more confident. And it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, going on dates or whatever, but you'll attract opportunities all around you. And that's so important. So exactly as part of the eye contact challenge that Laura Lee gave you, we challenge you to do the overall confident build, walk with your head up held high, shoulders back, look forward, and make that eye contact. So we want to know, if you did it, what happened?
Yeah, what happened? Tell us. Tell us. Tell us your amazing stories of what you attracted during that time. Like, are you looking for your soulmate? Are you single? Maybe you just want to increase your connection with your now existing partner. Making eye contact with your partner will change your relationship too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, look at each other, then hug each other. You know, that's going to make a difference. And Yasna already kind of said this in, I think, number 1, but again, and we're going to talk about this all the time. We talked about it in our recent previous podcast as well, but daily affirmations. And you can do affirmations in various ways. I put affirmations on my vision board. I also write them out in my journal. So I will write out things like, I am confident. The other thing I do is there's amazing guided meditations that will play I ams while you sleep at night for like 3 hours. So your subconscious is hearing, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am sexy, I am successful. The other thing you can do is you can actually record your own affirmations on top of music and play it while you sleep, so your subconscious is hearing your voice, which takes manifesting and affirmations to a whole new level. And that's a really easy thing to do. So if you need to know more about that, reach out to us as well, and just ask us. We can maybe put a how-to together and share that with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll let you know, affirmations are definitely, like, you might think they're all woo-woo, but I swear they are working well. I started creating a vision board and stopped and never finished it. And I know, Laura Lee, you said, the fact is that you started and you'll get there and finish it and all that. Well, one of these days, just kind of like early in the morning, I was up and just laying in bed, and I'm like, I really want to create this vision board. I didn't do it like the traditional vision boards with like the papers and all that stuff. I did a collage on my phone. And I know you mentioned, I've seen your vision board on your desktop computer, and I think you have one on your phone too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I did one on mine, and I have pictures of what my goals are, as well as affirmations. And right now my mindset is affirmations for my business. And it's weird. It's like, since I've done it, my business has grown, and I'm like booked up like almost 8 months in advance. Like, it's crazy. And I read those every day. And what I started doing too, and again, I heard your voice, Laura Lee, in my head, is practice gratitude. So what I did is, once I hit the 8-month mark, I wrote on my notes section, I am grateful for everything that is happening. I am grateful for all the clients I've booked. Thank you, world, or thank you, whatever. And I don't know, does it work? I don't know, but it has worked for me. And I'm believing a lot in it more and more and more. And I'm really excited to see kind of like what my next goal is going to be, and kind of change my vision board, to kind of go with whatever my goals are there. And definitely having those affirmation about feeling confident and all that will help build that confidence in you. And again, practice and say it out loud as well.
I used to get a lot of kickback when I was younger, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I wasn't doing it out of conceitedness or anything. I don't know if that's a word. Sorry, guys that are listening to me, but I didn't do it out of conceit. I think that's the proper way to say that. But I would look in the mirror and I would say, wow, you look so good today. And I would say it out loud around my friends, and they did not like that. But I will not apologize for, moving myself forward and accepting who I am. And I hope that they understand now, as they're older, that it's a way to move yourself forward. And there's nothing wrong with telling yourself that you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're worthy, all of that. And I highly do recommend doing as I suggested, where you just record your voice, lay it over top of some beats that you can get online. I'm forgetting the word it's called, but they're very good beats to have.
Instrumental?
Pardon?
Instrumentals?
No. They're beats that are specific for your brain. They are different waves that help you concentrate. When I need to concentrate, I put them on. They're like theta waves. But there's different ones. Binaural. But I think I said that wrong. Which is why I was having a hard time saying it. Binaural beats, but you can do different ones as well. So there's a ton. There's beta, theta, all those different waves for your brain that help you do and achieve different things. They unlock different places of your brain. I may be seeing the wrong things for those, but that's of what I understand what they do. And then you lay over your affirmations, I am beautiful, in your own voice, and then you listen to it while you sleep. It's amazing. So this takes us to number 5.
Wear things you love. What makes you feel sexy? So, a lot of what are the things that you love to wear? Whether that's lingerie, like a beautiful dress, anything that you feel confident in. For me, I feel my best when I'm wearing a dress and my hair is done and my makeup is done. For me, I feel sexy. I feel confident in it. And it actually like makes me naturally stand up tall, stand up straight, and feel that confidence because I feel amazing in what I am wearing. There are days when it's like I'm frumpy or wearing sweats and it's just like, not what I feel confident in, and I feel more slouched. I feel like I want to hide behind something, and then that's when I lack the confidence in it. But a lot of women, it's like lingerie. Get that. If you feel confident in sexy lingerie, go girl, get some lingerie. Whether it's a new bra, a new underwear, a pair of shoes, whatever it is, do that.
Yeah, I feel like for women, our hair, our makeup, a lipstick. Maybe you don't wear anything else but a lipstick or mascara. Like a lot of women just wear mascara. A matching pair of sexy bra and underwear, high heel, maybe it's a watch. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe it's a purse. We can actually get a lot of kickback from the world on how we choose to wear things. My belief, and something that I want to spread around the world, is that what we choose to put on is no different than a man putting on his power suit. Yeah. There are power suits. Maybe some of it, the bra and underwear, nobody's going to see in the world. But I know for me, when I have a really good pair of underwear and a really good pair of bra, like a matching set, I feel invincible. I feel amazing. And I will stand up taller, and I will, so you have to do things like that. And even right now, if you're listening to this, we're in the middle of a pandemic and the world's heavy, and for multiple reasons at the moment. And putting on something that makes you feel good is the strongest way to get you out of a funk. If you're a stay-at-home mom that's always with your toddlers and you're feeling overwhelmed, the fastest way to put yourself on track for something is to maybe do your makeup or your hair, or even when you don't feel like doing it. I'll never forget, my child was a few days old and I decided to put on makeup. It still was in like baby clothes, but I put on my makeup and I took some selfies with myself and my baby. And I had people comment that they said things like, "I can't believe you put your makeup on and you have a 3-day-old baby," or something along those lines. And I felt semi judged and attacked. But then I thought, you know what? No. He's my baby, and the more I take care of myself, the more I can take care of him. I was tired. I wasn't feeling that great. And I typically, the worse I feel, the more I'll actually put into my outer looks to compensate for that. And I believe in that. And it's not to hide. It's not to mask anything. It's to literally boost my own inner self.
Right. Yeah, because that's how you feel confident, is the matching underwear, the matching bra, underwear, and then building that confidence as well in the makeup. And for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the 5. Now, like I said, a lot of this is going to go into a little bit more detail in the magazine. So please grab your copy and go and read.
It'll be launched July 1st. We're so excited. Yeah, it'll be the first issue, and it'll come out every month with new stories, new articles to read from experts, and beautiful photos from these amazing women who have the confidence and courage and stories to tell and share. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, me too. I can't wait to see it all come together. And we do have a couple more things just tools that maybe you don't know about. I'm not sure. But there's a couple other ways where you can kind of step into your confidence that I don't believe I speak about in the article too much. And I don't think either of us know in-depth information about this as well, but it is definitely all things that I'm positive you can Google. So, there is research out there that shows that you can increase your confidence if you stand in a superhero pose.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So definitely. So by the superhero pose would be like the Wonder Woman pose. So, when she's flying and just comes down and she has her two hands on her hips with her chest out and back straight and head up. Yeah. Yeah. So that actually is what gives confidence. And if you do that in front of the mirror for 30 seconds, it'll actually help build this confidence. And if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, if you remember one of the episodes, I personally can't remember which one it was, but I love Grey's Anatomy, when one of the doctors is doing removing a tumor. There was two of them, and then they posed on that as a way to build up their confidence to be able to tackle this crazy surgery. So if you are feeling a little bit down, or if you have something coming up like an interview or a crazy opportunity or anything like that, and you're terrified, look in the mirror for 30 seconds, say a word of affirmation, I am powerful, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, and then stand in that pose for 30 seconds. And literally, you're going to knock it out the park.
Yeah, and I think you can do this particular pose even if you don't have a mirror handy. So if you have a minute, like you're about to go into your interview or something and you have to be in a bathroom stall, do it in the bathroom stall. I think that is it's going to be even more powerful if you look at yourself, but I think that is equal to it as well. The other thing that I know about, and I believe I've mentioned this book several times now, but Sacred Powers by David G. He actually does walk you through archetype channeling. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he calls it, but this would be very similar to the superhero pose. Really, you're channeling a superhero in the superhero pose. And for archetype channeling, if you feel you lack the confidence or the skill to do something, then you channel the person that you believe has that skill or that confidence or whatever it is you need. And they can be past, present, future. Like they don't have to be dead, okay? They can be anyone, and you can channel their energy into your body to help you get through that. And I know I did that. I went for an interview that I really felt that I was really nervous for in last year at the college that I work for. And I was really feeling out of place. I was nervous. I was feeling all sorts of things. So I channeled my teachers. I sat and I just thought about them before I went in. I thought about how they used to teach me because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And I just took a minute to think about them and how they do things and invite them into my energy. And then I went and I got the job. I haven't necessarily done specifically what I was doing on that job yet, but it worked out in a different way for me, which is totally fine. And so feel free to use that as well and channel archetypes that are out there, strong people. And maybe that does mean Wonder Woman. Maybe you're standing in superhero pose and you're channeling Wonder Woman and that's who you're thinking of, to help you get through and move to the next thing on your list of amazing accomplishments in your life. Mm-hmm. So
that's right. Well, thank you again for listening and learning more about the Goddess Mindset. The entire blog article will be on the magazine. So again, that'll be out July 1st. And we want to know, what did you do to help build your confidence? what happened, when you did walk with your head held high, look forward, shoulders back, and make that eye contact. So tag us on Instagram at The Women's Exclusive, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. We love building a community. So that's it. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.